Hi, guys, it's me, Trudy Lee. It's going to be story time because I have been trying to do a video for you guys for the last couple of days. I wanted to talk about Scott Peterson and if he's going to get a new trial, and a little bit of Donald Trump and what's going on there, and Fonnie Willis. There's so much to talk about politically. But remember, I said I wasn't going to really do too many political readings anymore. And I tried to do one yesterday. I got interrupted. I couldn't finish it. I didn't even get to start it, really. I sat down. I was ready to do it. I started laying out the cards and asking questions. And yeah, I got interrupted. So I'm just going with the flow, you know. Spirit has told me that I should be focused more on healing. And that's what I've been doing, and I really enjoyed that. It makes me really happy to help others. So I've been focusing on that a lot. Although I do readings for people every day. But yesterday, reason why I got interrupted was I got a phone call from my brother. So you guys know the story about my brother. The ongoing saga. So when the phone rang, he's supposed to be moving, and we told him that we would, drive over to his place and help him move. He was going to get a big U-Haul, and we would help him load it up and bring it to. He's moving into my mom's house. He wants to buy it. I don't know if he'll end up buying it or not, but he's going to move in there and stay there for a while. So the phone rang. It was my brother. I had to answer it, even though I was starting a reading, because I'm on standby mode. And it's been raining over there, and it finally this week it's finally getting dry. Oh my gosh, I was on the phone with him for 1 hour, but I hadn't talked to him in a while, so he had a lot to tell me, and he's been through so much. Just to bring you up to date, if you haven't been following me, this past year in 2023 in March, my brother lost his wife in a tragic auto accident. He had a heart attack right after that. He had a heart attack, and the next day my mother died. So there's just been things. I mean, it's just been on and on and on for him. So he had AFib, and he had to have his heart shocked and all that. So he's been on really heavy medications, and he just doesn't feel like he's doing very well. He was a weightlifter. He lifted weights all his life, all his life. I'm telling you. And he hasn't been back to the gym in 10 months. And he really needs to do that because that's going to change everything for him. That's what his body's used to doing, is lifting weights. He's a big guy and everything. And he's feeling so weak, and it's unusual for him. But anyway, so after talking to him for an hour, uh, he was telling me all the things that have happened. So, y'all remember that there was a freeze about 2 weeks ago or so. We had a freeze here in South Texas. Um, he lives about 5.5 hours from me uh, in Lovekin. So he said that he has this old house. His house is really, really old. It's 100 years old. He has sold his property. I don't believe the house is going to survive. I think they're going to just knock the house down and build a residential area because it's quite a few acres there. So a builder has bought his home and his property. But it's an old wood structure house, very old house. So he knew it was going to freeze, and he told me, well, I went and I drained all the water out of the system. I've drained all the water till nothing was coming out, and then I turned the water off to the house, and then they packed up and they went to my mother's house to go stay there because that house was really cold. They have, little heaters and stuff, but there's no insulation in that house or anything. And I think it got down to like 19 degrees there. So he went to my mother's house. She has this old wood burning stove, and she has tons of wood. My brother has chopped wood for her. They had, during one of the storms, some trees that came down, so she had tons of stacked up wood. And he got that going, and they said the house was so nice and warm all through the freeze because of that old wood stove. So that's good. It was him and his daughter that stayed there. He has a son, but his son doesn't live with them. Um, but this is what happened. So he goes back home. after 3 days, of being in the warmth and the comfort, he's like, well, we got to go back. We still got to pack some boxes. So him and his daughter, they go back to the house. Well, evidently there was still some water in the pipes in the walls, and they all busted. When he turned on the water started leaking out of the walls and everything. So they could not turn the water on. They have no water at that house anymore at all. So they cannot live there at all anymore because there's no water. And they're going to tear that house down, I'm sure. So there's no point in fixing it. So they had to come back to my mother's house. He has a trailer, so they loaded up the trailer. They put as much as they could of the little boxes to move themselves, and they made another trip back to my mom's house. Well, guess what happened? He walks into my mother's house. The bathtub and the toilet are overflowing all over the place. I think he got it before it got out of the bathroom. But if he hadn't come there, God only knows what would happen, because there's carpet in the hallway by the bathroom. Oh my gosh, I can just imagine. It would have been horrific. It would have been horrific. There's tile on the bathroom floor, I think linoleum tile. It's an old house. I think their house is over 40 years old. So, but he's living in a 100-year-old house, so this is better. So he said he cleaned it all up. The septic tank was stopped up. It was backed up. So the shit was going everywhere. It was terrible. So he said he cleaned it all up, and then it happened again, and he cleaned it all up. It happened 3 times. This guy, he can't catch a break. He's just like thinking, what else can go wrong? The good news is that the guy that put the septic tank in at my mother's lives right next door. So he thankfully was, his name is Johnny too. He was Johnny on the spot. So he came over there right away, took control of the situation, and started helping out. And they got it fixed up. And I think the toilet's working. By the end of the day, they had the toilets back on and everything working. So, things can go wrong. They really can. Just when he left his home because there was no water and he couldn't use the bathroom in his home, then he went there and he couldn't use the bathroom there either. So he was just like, what the heck? It just goes to show you that, you think you got it bad. Well, it can get worse. And, that's a lesson for us all. You think things are bad now? Well, they can get a lot worse. So it's very important how you experience life's challenges, right? So when there's something going wrong in your life and you ask the universe, what else can go wrong? Be careful. If you play the victim mode and the victim card, you might be there for a while. You might find out it can get worse. And you don't want to do that. My brother had a full-blown panic attack. He's been having, some panic attacks, but I understand this was a really bad panic attack after he experienced that. I know when that happens, it's very, very scary. It's happened to me before, but it's going to be okay. When something like that happens, it's a panic attack and it and you've experienced it before, you can start talking to yourself and say, I'm not doing this anymore. I've had panic attacks and I'll tell you about it later, but you really have to, deal with things, just face things head on with a positive attitude, and get things done. So, he didn't really have time for having a panic attack then. I do think that even though he was having a panic attack, he was working through it very well. But it was very difficult for him. But just think about this. A week from now, a couple of days from now, that situation that happened to him, it won't matter. It's fixed now. It doesn't matter. I don't know if y'all remember, we had a leak we had 2 leaks in a row. Our roof started leaking and water all came in, and our carpet got up. We have big Persian carpet that got damaged, got water on it, and the dyes ran and everything. It is an old antique carpet, but it was a beautiful carpet. Insurance wouldn't pay us a cent for it. They wouldn't give us any claim for it. We have our house insured, our content for $300,000. They would not give us a cent for it. They wouldn't even look at it. It's crazy. We ended up changing our insurance because of all this, and that was State Farm. And they were saying, well, State Farm is so good. You're getting, you're getting all this great things from State Farm, but when you have a claim, if they won't, honor your claim, how good are they? Anyway, I digress. My husband was really bent out of shape when we found out we had a leak. We had a leak. We thought it was our roof leaking, and I think it was a corner spot or something where the water was coming down into the wall from outside. It's weird, but we managed to fix it. We did fix that ourselves. We figured it out and fixed it ourselves, and it's rained really hard and it hadn't happened again. Knock on wood. And then I'm telling you, not 2 days after that, a pipe started leaking from the master bathroom right here in our bedroom, and it leaked all over the hallway and everything, entering into our bedroom. There was water coming out all over the floor. We had to call a plumber right away and get it done. My husband was so upset, and he's like, oh my God, and what are we going to do? And I'm like, we're just going to call a plumber. It's going to be okay. It just has to be fixed. It's going to be all right. And it was okay. It was fine. We got it fixed. It cost, I don't know, $500-$600, but we fixed it. It's okay. You can get it fixed. So it's about how you handle the challenge. You don't want to fall apart. You don't want to freak out. You don't want to put that into the universe, because whatever emotions that you're feeling and putting out, if it's fearful, if it's anger, if it's frustration, it's anxious, it's anxiety, you're putting that out into the universe, and it boomerangs right back to you, because that's in your field, and so that's what you're going to absorb more of, and that's not what you want. So when something happens that's unexpected, it's going to be okay. It may not be fun to deal with, but it's going to be all right. It really is. It's going to be okay. What's the worst thing that can happen? We don't want to know, right? Just face things with a positive attitude and get her done. That's my philosophy. Get her done. Because a week, 10 days from now, you'll have forgotten all about it. Honestly, you will. Life has ups and downs, and, the way that you experience it will shape your life. It's about your perception. Your perception of your life is how your life will be. If you perceive your life as good, your life is good. There's some people that think maybe they don't have a great life, and other people can look at them and say they have a wonderful life. It's all about perception. So you want to tell yourself that my life is good. And you can do that by start looking around at all the good things in your life and be grateful for them, and you'll see how numerous they are and how blessed you really are. So we don't want to sit around moaning and complaining about how shitty our life is. Although my brother might have had a right to say that at that point. You can turn it around and you can just, say, I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that my brother was there when this happened, because if he hadn't have been there, the whole house could have been flooded, and that wouldn't have been good at all. So he was there. I have a sister that lives there, and she's an invalid, so she really couldn't do anything about it. And my other sister that lives there was working, so she wasn't there either. I'm sure she didn't even know it was happening, So I'm so grateful that my brother was there, and he was able to, he went outside with the plumber, the septic guy, and he worked side by side with him. So I'm so grateful he was there, and he got everything cleaned up and taken care of. And even though he feels like I walked into, this situation, I'm going from one bad situation to another bad situation. What's happening? Why is my life out of control? But it's all about perception. He was there at a perfect time. It was perfect. Maybe he didn't appreciate having to clean up, shit from the bathroom floor, but I appreciate it. I really do. That's for sure. And he should be. So, going on a grateful rampage can really help you achieve your goals. It really can. So, you can go on a rampage and name all the things that you could be grateful for. So I just enjoyed a nice dinner. I had to stop the video. I had a cat hair in my mouth. Yeah, cat hair. My makeup and everything in my bathroom has cat hair all over it. She just walks all over everything. I'm looking for some containers to put my makeup in so, that are closed in so she can't get to them. I do have a drawer, but I leave a lot of stuff out because it's hard to look for it. Anyway, I digress again. Going on, being grateful for my dinner. I had rice tonight, y'all. I had a little bit of a cheat night. I've been pretty hungry these last few days. Yesterday, I think I had a omelet. I ate one time yesterday, and I had a cheese omelet that I made myself early in the day at lunchtime because I was real hungry. And then today we went and ate a salad. So I made lima bean and dillweed rice with chicken. Have you ever gotten that chicken, McCormick's chicken in a bag seasoning? That is so good. So I made that, and I made some yogurt salad to go with it with cucumber and green onion. And anyway, it was really good. So that was a meal that I thought was worth cheating for. So I had some rice today. First time I had rice since probably January 1st. So 30 days since I had rice. And I've served rice many times, but today I ate it. So I am so grateful that I had a wonderful meal. My granddaughter just got a promotion. She wrote on our family chat, I got a promotion. I'm rich now. Good for her. So I'm very grateful that she got the promotion she'd been waiting for. I'm grateful that I have this nice pink shirt. Look, it's got a Texas. This was my mother's shirt that I got from her closet when we all went and cleaned out her closet. So I'm so grateful I'm wearing my mama's shirt. If you're feeling like I need more, there's, be grateful for what you have. So what if you're like, well, I need more money, I need a better home, I need to move, whatever it is that you need, be grateful for what you have now so that you can expand upon it. Okay? Be grateful for the paycheck that's coming in now. Whatever you have, be grateful for that. I'm so grateful for my job and the paycheck that I have. I'm so grateful that, I have a car to drive, and I can get to work every day. Things like that. Be grateful for the things that you want and need. Be grateful for what you have so that you can expand upon that. So the universe is like, oh, she likes having a paycheck. She likes having money. Let's give her more, So that's the way you can manifest your life, by being grateful for what you already have. And there's a lot of people that they're looking for love, they're looking for their partner, and be grateful that you will have someone to love. Be grateful for that. Just start thinking about it. And I'm so grateful that I have a husband. I'm grateful that I have a boyfriend. Whatever it is you want, start thinking of it in terms of it already happening, and feel how it feels to have that relationship already. So if you can, bring those emotions up and put them out in the universe, then they can come back to you, and then you can manifest your life a lot quicker by doing things like that. But the message is, focus on what brings you joy in this life, because you came here to feel love, to give love, to feel the sunshine outside, to feel warm, to feel the cold snow. There's so many sensations that us humans get to feel here on this earth that we take for granted. And believe me, you came here to feel all these things, even anxiety. even anxious, even worry. You came here to experience it all. And it's not that it's good or bad, it's how you handle that experience. You have to just change your perception of things. Um, Stop thinking about how things are going wrong in your life, but just how you're just rolling with it. You know, toilet overflowed, had to fix it. That happens. It's part of life, you know? It's just part of life and it's fine. Everything's going to pass. Everything is flowing, you know? All this will pass. So enjoy your days here in this lifetime. Stop worrying about the things like that you hear on the news. I'm telling y'all, the news is controlling us. It is controlling us with fear and with worry. How much of the news is a celebration and happiness and great news? There's so many things to be grateful for in this world going on. I promise you there are. And they do not focus on that. The news focuses on fearfulness. And I am, for one, tired of watching that. I have stopped watching it. You know, Fox does it and CNN does it. They both do it. You know, they're keeping us separated. They're dividing us. All this stuff going on at the border, y'all, there ain't nothing going on at the border. There's nothing. I know people in Eagle Pass, and they daily go there. They say the Border Patrol and National Guard are working hand in hand with each other. All this stuff we're hearing on the news is not true. It's not true. They are just trying to, you know, politicize everything. It's such a shame. Turn off your TVs, y'all. Turn it off. Because all this is going to pass too. Now, I'm not saying don't be invested in your community, don't have compassion for others. I'm not saying that. Of course, you should be invested in your community and you should go vote for the president and all your local people and everything. You should be invested. You should do things, you know, that you see are good for your community. But on the daily, listening to all that mess of rot, my mother used to say that, mess of rot, it's not healthy, it's not good, and it just keeps us in an anxious, angry mode all the time. And I think that's why when I was going to do a reading and I was going to be a little on the politics side, Spirit intervened and said, I thought you weren't going to do that. So I sat down and I said, okay, so what do you want me to talk about? And this is what came up. So I just want you to know I'm rolling with it, okay? I'm just rolling with it. So if you want this world to be more loving, kind, and joyful, it starts with you. Live your life joyfully. Be compassionate. Do something kind for someone because it'll always come back to you. And that's the message. All right, guys. Love you so much. Thanks for tuning in. If you'd like to get a reading with me, if you'd like to have a healing session, a chakra balancing, or energy cleanse, let me know. I'll leave my email down below. And I will say bye for now. Bye. Y'all take care.